I had already lit my oven, the top part and the bottom part, and they were all at low. That is why you're seeing the oven temperature has risen to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So at 3 minutes, the oven temperature had risen to over 160 degrees centigrade. Both the top and the bottom flames are still on and at low. After 10 minutes, the oven temperature had risen to 190 degrees and it was still rising. And the flames are still on minimum, have not increased. As you can see from the video, that is where I've set my flames from the beginning as I was preheating this oven. And the temperature is still rising. When the temperatures reached 200 degrees centigrade, I placed my bread inside the oven and the temperature started decreasing because of that opening of the oven door. And I had also switched off the upper flame before I placed the bread inside, and also decreased the lower flames to complete minimum. That is why the temperatures are decreasing. So I realized the temperatures were decreasing and not increasing, and I had to bake my bread at around 200 to 250 degrees centigrade. So I decided to set the temperature, the bottom temperature, to where it was when I was preheating the oven. After increasing the bottom flames to where it was when I was preheating, the temperature started rising. And that is what I wanted, because I had to bake this bread at for 35 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. I had already even set the timer at 200 degrees to 200 to 250 degrees Celsius. So that is a pointer that you should note when baking bread. So as you can see, the temperatures are still increasing. I have not increased the flame. I have not increased nor decreased the bottom flame. The flames are still on the same point I had placed it. So if you had noted where I had placed the knob and you don't have an oven thermometer, you can set your temperatures at that point while baking, and you might get the best results from there. I hope I help, because this whatever I'm doing is just trial and error. So a thought came into my mind, and I wondered what will happen if I decreased the lower flame now that the door has not been open for quite some time. So I decided to decrease the bottom flame to complete minimum, and the temperature started to decrease. The temperatures decreased and stopped at 160 degrees Celsius and was not decreasing anymore. So this is my conclusion, that when you decrease the lower flame alone without the upper flame to complete minimum, the temperature is at 160 degrees centigrade. So know, if you are baking at that low, you are baking at 160 degrees centigrade, and this might take long if the recipe requires for higher temperatures. Now that I had done my experiment, I did set the temperatures at where it was when I was preheating the oven. As you can see, that is where I had placed my temperatures so that the temperatures would rise to the right baking temperature for baking bread. So as you can see, I just increased a little. That is where I'm baking from. And I find that to be the best temperature for me because it increases to 200 degrees centigrade. Celsius or centigrade, whatever. So if I didn't have an oven thermometer based on my findings, I would preheat my oven for 10 minutes at the temperature I had shown you at the beginning of the video where I had placed my knobs. So after 10 minutes, I will place whatever I'm baking inside the oven and switch off the upper flame and set the lower flame at where it is now. So my bread has been baking for over 40 minutes in the oven and I am pretty sure it's ready. So here is my bread, nicely baked everywhere, the bottom and the top. Though there's a part of the bread that looked burnt, and this is because my oven doesn't have a fan to regulate the temperature, as in to spread the temperatures all over the oven. So the far end has a lot of heat than the rest of the oven. But so far the bread is good, even the inside is well cooked. If this video has been helpful, do comment down below, share, subscribe if you have not. Thank you for watching.